That's him.
Okay, you're live.
We're live. We're live. How you doing, folks? This is Mitch live, YouTube. What's happening? The wife's been on me to do this, so here we are doing it. Looks like the picture's good. The computer's over that direction, so if I look over that way once in a while,
no one's on here.
There
So
we
let
go.
me try to do the moderator.
no one's on there yet. We're gonna
There,
try.
here we go. They're all.
We got someone on.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
You notify them? Yeah. Did you? How you doing, folks? I'm live, and I'm looking for comments, any suggestions, things you want me to talk about. First off, I want to say this for real. Let's see. Jason Irwin, what's up? I can't see that far with my glasses on.
Lawrence,
what's happening?
Trent, Tony, James Cutting.
James Cutting.
We like
Hey,
James.
what's happening in Australia?
I have no makeup on. That's why I'm not in the
Tony
camera.
Gutierrez, South San Diego. Stay down, Dago. Homeboy. That's right. You know, I can't see that far with my glasses on.
So I'm going to translate.
Let's see.
Scotty.
Lee Mackey, James Irwin. Yeah, we got some notifications. All right, Scotty.
Stop playing.
Scotty and CJ Hickey. All right, man. Cool. I'm going to have her shout out your names. And if there's any questions, whatever. First off, I just want to say this. All right. Because
Hi, just in case.
hey, just in case. Yeah. Hey, people say things, you know, and I want to respond to one thing. I can't speak on things that I'm not a part of. You know, I said before, I'm never in a prison gang. I knew some guys that were. I'm not in that deal. I can't speak for them. I can't speak for guys that are in SNY because I've never been there. I can't speak for motorcycle clubs because I'm not in one. No matter who I knew or know or whatever, I can't speak for other things that I'm not a part of. I can't speak for guys how they feel about prison gangs because I'm not them, you know. So
Someone wants to know how your friends got their nicknames, and that's Trent.
Trent, how my friends got their nicknames.
Yeah, you know, like Dirty Dennis.
Yeah, Dirty Dennis, you know. My cellie was Dirty Dennis from Oakland, man, and he's passed away. But, you know, he did a life sentence for a double murder, man. And, you know, he was a drug dealer and some guys tried to rob him and he got the drop on him and he shot him. And he did 21 years for that. And he used to tell me, they don't call me Dirty Dennis because I don't shower. You know, he was a dirty dude, man. And dirty deeds done dirt cheap. That was his motto. But you know what? He was an older cat. And, you know, I celled up with him, man. And, you know, he had a big dope sack, man. And you know, he was from Oakland and guys looked out for him. And I lived in a dorm at the time. He goes, I want you to be my cellie. And it's like 1985. I said, hey, brother. So I'm like 24. I says, I don't want to live with you. He said, why not? You know, and I said, because, you know, you got shit. You know, he had a dope sack. He had money, all this shit. I said, we're friends, man. We're partners, right? So I don't want to live with you. And I said, because, you know, you got shit. I don't got a whole lot. And I was doing a few things, you know, and I didn't have a lot. He had a lot of shit, man. And when you have a lot of stuff, guys suck on your ass trying to get next to you, right? So he's like, you know, I said, we're friends and I don't want nothing to come in between us, you know. A lot of times when guys have stuff, then their friends get closer to them, then they're kind of not friends anymore. And so he came back a week later and he goes, hey, look, man, you show me one other guy in this prison that you co-signed to move in my cell and I'll move him in. And I thought about it and I go, fuck it, I'll live with you, you know. And we were cellies for many years and yeah, Dirty Dennis. But I'll tell you what, he was anything but dirty to people, man. He treated everybody right. Well, you know what? He's the guy that ran the Yard Shack canteen. And that guy went in there and took the food and I gave him the rotten burrito and all that stuff. That was him. He ran that. He goes, hey, man, that dude comes around here because of you. And he did this food. And I said, I got it. You know, if you crossed him, he was a dirty dude, man. But if you didn't cross him, you know, like about once a month, man, he'd walk through the housing unit that we lived in, kick everybody down, a little $20 paper, man. And some guys go, I don't use. You go sell it, get yourself some cigarettes, whatever you want, you know. Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Blackie Black Metal. Hey, he's always on. How's it going?
What's up, Blackie Black Metal?
Dude wants, what's your favorite band or best live show from your day?
My favorite bands, you know, when I was out, man, I used to like the Stones. I liked the Ramones. I liked Slade. They were a band from Australia. You know, I liked Black Sabbath back in the day. I like the Clash, you know. Nowadays, I like punk rock. I like ska. I like reggae. I like Jesse Dayton. You know, Daddy Was a Badass. That's pretty cool. I like the Godfathers. They got a song called Birth, School, Work, Death. It's a shit. I like it. What's that? Mitch. What's that?
That's our one.
Steve Barber, what's going on? Steve. Yeah, we sent your hoodie out, Steve. That's right, bro. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I love music, man. And when I what do we got? Slick Ruler, what's up, bro? You see what's going on here? It's kicking my ass, but I'm working on it. I'm trying to get the handlebar section going, man. The photo's a little blurry, but I'm working on it, man. I don't want you to think I'm lagging, brother. You know, the thing about painting motorcycles is they have to be correct. You know, you can't like put this over here and that over there. And like this one you see over here, I did when I was in prison. It's a guy standing up surfing on a panhead. You know, it has a VL frame and it has, you know, a panhead motor. So I would have 10 different magazines trying to figure out how to get the angle of the motor right. All the stuff that's in the motor. I mean, I hadn't seen a motor in 30 something years, man. So I had piles of magazines. You're only supposed to have 10 books, you know, and magazines count as books. I had like 50 different motorcycle magazines. I made these little boxes. I'd put them in and like file boxes, you know, and when they got full, I'd make another one. And, you know, I mean, it was just crazy, dude. So
someone asked me, hey, Thomas, says, does your wife like the song Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers? Yes, I do like that song. That's an oldie but a goodie, but I like that song for sure.
Oh, the Chambers Brothers were great. They were cool, you know? Yeah, they were cool. I love music. So when I paint, I got to have music. And that was the thing in prison is you can't get a decent radio, man. I said before the story about the Sony boombox.
Everyone's saying congratulations on our wedding.
Oh, yes. Look at that. I got a big-ass cobalt ring. Yeah. She's got my cousin came up about a year ago. Can they see it?
Yeah.
My cousin came up about a year ago, and she gave my wife a box. And my grandmother on my mom's side passed away when I was in the joint and had a ring, some earrings, and necklace all matching, you know. What kind of stone is that?
I think it's amethyst.
Yeah, it's like amethyst or something.
Yeah, something like that.
It's gold. It's all matching. Belonged to my grandmother, so it's pretty old. So that's her wedding ring. And then I went down to get a ring and went to Walmart, you know, say, hey, we need a ring right now. And long story, we've been trying to get her divorce papers in for like a year and a half. And they came in on Thursday. We got married on Friday. And then this shelter in place stuff happened. But I had to go and buy this ring. It's a size 15, man. It's made out of cobalt. Maybe I'll trade it out later for gold or something. I don't know. I kind of like cobalt. It's kind of neat. It's durable, you know. I'm kind of hard on equipment. Yeah, so boom boxes, man, a prisoner are oh man. Back in the day, they were hard to get. And my neighbor was this black dude, and he had this Sony Sport radio, white, looked like the front end of a car, kind of, you know, Art Deco-y. That thing was nice, man. Had orange speakers, you know. And I had this little shitty box I bought. I was smuggling tobacco. So I'm like, hey, dude, I want that radio. I want that radio. I want that radio. I drove on this guy for 6 months for that radio. And one day I came home, I had double shipment came in on accident. So I gave the stuff to the guys that sell my stuff. I had a can, you know, it came in the seal meal. And I go, hey, come here. He was from Palo Alto, man, and Dex. And he was a cool dude, this black dude, you know. And I said, I'll give you this radio I got, man. And I threw a can on the bed. And then tobacco was dried up. He went and got that radio and threw it on my bed and took that tobacco. Yeah.
Fred Nolep wants to know what was the first real world meal you just had to have when you got out.
Oh, when I first got out, man, I got out on a Friday, rushed to the parole office in LA, and the guy's like, "Hey, dude, it's Friday. I live 3 hours from here. It's 5 o'clock. I should be at home. Blah blah blah. You don't have to report till Monday." So I stayed in a hotel with my mom for 3 days, till Monday, and so I had to have some pork, dude. And I texted her, my wife, and I said, "Hey," because I had her email address. I didn't have her phone number. And I said, "Hey, I ate pork for the first time in 30 something years." And that was my first
That's all
comment.
he told me too.
Yeah.
That's all he sent me. It was
Yeah.
just that. I'm like,
That was
what?
my first
What are you
comment.
doing, Rory? What are
And-
you eating?
and I had told my daughter, okay, I'm going aboard, right? And so then I wrote her and say they're gonna let me out. Well, she let that letter sit there for a while.
She
Now, I
thought
had,
it was something bad.
yeah,
she
she
thought,
she thought it was
like
bad
something
news.
bad.
She didn't want to open the letter where you have 150 days, for review, So about 2 weeks before I got out, she opened the letter and then she calls her and she goes, "Hey, are you sitting down?" She's all, "What's up?" She goes, "Mitch is getting out." So she wrote me right away that day and I got the letter. All I had was her email. So I emailed her. I said, "Hey, I'm eating pork." The hotel was on Sloss and way down it was a Travel Lodge or something. There was a little restaurant right on the corner and it was kind of an industrial area. Man, I would go over there. I had steak, I had pork, and for breakfast I had like a steak burger type thing with fried eggs. Man, oh man, it was cool.
Krusty
Yeah.
wants to know how it feel to finally get to drive a motorcycle again.
Hey, it was fantastic. And when I was sitting in that hotel for them first 3 days, there was some Mexican dudes come riding up on their, the big ape hanger, low rider style bikes. And I was like, fuck yeah, and I think they were tripping because I was staring at their bikes. But, I got a bike 29 days after I was out and it was fantastic. I lived in South Central. It was a little spooky. But I had a permit for a while before I got my license, and I would just drive in city streets. And then, LA is kind of a spooky place to ride. But my favorite thing was to get on the 110 and ride over to Orange County and see my friend over there, John, the guy I tattooed. He's a good friend of mine. Did time with me. And once you get over onto the 5, the 110 in LA, man, it's a nasty. Where it's concrete, where the concrete meets, there's gaps like that. And my front wheel would yank, and. But when you get into Orange County, the roads are a lot nicer, but it was a little spooky, really, but it was really liberating and it's freedom, man. That's what motorcycle riding is all about.
Someone asked, why do I interview some women, some wives or whatever that are, husbands have been in prison or whatever. So there's multiple reasons why I don't come on this, which I'm not going to get into, but anyways, that might be something I do when I retire. We're just
man. Here's the deal. If there's any women out there that are hooked up with guys in prison, especially in California, that have been through the yanking the family visits and all that kind of stuff, especially if you're married to a lifer, contact me, DM me, whatever. Instagram is Mitch Smiley 790, whatever. Let me know. I'll interview you. I mean, that's something people that should see. We can do an interview. You can talk about your experience too.
Steve said the first one he got out, he had a steak. Steve LaBarber said I had a steak dinner when I got home.
Steve had a steak dinner when he got out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tracy, they used to give us steak, but they took all that away. So.
Oh, Fred Nolan said if we ever find our way around Oklahoma, he'll smoke a pork butt and some ribs for you, Uncle Mitch.
Pork butt. Wow. Hey, we went in this restaurant and said pork butt burger, so we're like, yeah, it's up here, some nasty. We get this burger and it's like raw and it couldn't have bacon on there. I said, man, that's no pork butt,
What's up, Seth Dutton Gaming? We see you all the time on here. Thanks so much.
Yeah. I like pork. But when I was in LA, she lived in San Jose, and before we could hook up here in the mountains, she flew down to see me. We stayed in an Airbnb. Actually, it was an old apartment complex. It turned into a hotel, and we walked down to Santa Monica to a restaurant that Shay J's.
Yeah.
I saw it on a TV show with Billy Bob Thornton, right?
Mm-hmm.
Goliath, I think it's on there. The same restaurant. And she got a steak and lobster. I'm like, I just want a steak. They had this steak. It was $31, and it was huge. was marinating garlic stuff and all that. And I was like, dude, this is the best steak ever. I've had some steak since then, and I got to say it still is the best steak. Oh God, it was so great. And we're sitting there eating, and it's a nice restaurant. There were some guys in the back drunk, just loud. And I was like, man, I'm going to go tell them guys to shut their mouth, because you could hear them in the whole restaurant. She's like, hey, just relax, enjoy your steak, Any other questions?
Let's see.
Yeah, food's a big deal in prison, man. It's so bad. I've said before they have
Thanks, John McHugh. I try to do my best with the techno stuff. So it's it's an experience for sure. Andrew said, last girlfriend I had split when I was doing 18 months in the Orange County. You have a good woman.
Yeah, I got a good girl. Some women just can't hang, man. It's rough out here in the world, and things happen, It's unfortunate, especially if people are married with kids and the guy goes to prison. I mean, they're doing time with you, She used to tell me, hey, we had family visits, which were 2 days. San Quentin, they were 72 hours. She used to tell me, hey, when I'm with you, everything's great. And then when I get home, I'm all alone. So, that's a sad reality of women that hook up with men, in prison. So
F Folly says, guess that scene in Blood In, Blood Out wasn't realistic. Then about the pork. You might want to talk about that because you get asked about that movie.
Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah.
I've never watched it. I don't think. No,
I've
never seen it. I just watched
It was actually pretty good.
Felon wasn't too bad. It's a little cheesy as far as the yard scenes. They were doing that in Corcoran. They were sending guys out there. I know a dude's a white dude. He's in a prison gang. They sent him out to the yard with some black guys who were in prison gang, and they stabbed the white dude, and then they shot the white dude. So that's how they used to get down. They didn't kill him, but they shot him. That they did do that. That's true facts. But when you have a shoe yard, that's like a shoe yard, what they were filming on. And they had group yards at one time on a little bitty shoe yard. They didn't put, Northerners, Southerners, blah, 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 blah. They didn't do it like that. And they didn't put that many guys out there. They might, I don't know, 5 to 7, 8 people maybe. It wasn't like that. It was definitely not. That part's a little unrealistic. Some parts of it are good,
We're not movie reviewers, but it was pretty good.
I'm not a movie reviewer, but a lot of it's bullshit,
Thomas McCullerson wants to know, hey Mitch, what bike should I get for my first bike? I want a Harley, but I don't know what CC and suspension.
If you've never ridden motorcycles on the street, I know you want a Harley. Look, like I told her, my wife wants a bike. Get a small Jap bike for a while. Like, get a little XS 650 or something like that. A little smaller bike, 500. Ride that for a while. See if you really want to ride on the streets, and then do a little freeway jaunt. And if you like it, right? And then you can sell that bike probably for what you get it for, a 400 or 500 cc bike. They're easy, they're light. You can learn how to ride, and then you can move up. I don't know how big you are. I'm a big dude. I got a Dyna lowrider, and when I sit on it, it looks small. And everyone's telling me, "Oh, you need a bagger," and I'm like, "Yeah, baggers. I'm not with it." But you can, if you're a smaller guy, you can get a 1200 Sportster or an 883 Sportster. That's a CCs to the motor. You got to remember, when I was out, the biggest Harley Davidson they had was 74 inches, cubic inch motor, 1200 cc's. Well, now they make Sportsters that are 1200 cc's. And, they have, my bike's 88 inches. They have bikes that go up to 115, 117 inches. It's crazy. So, I would start with a small Jap bike and then get a Sportster if you're not that big of a person. And if you're a bigger guy, you can get a Dyna.
Slick said never start with the sporty, and I'd get a Softail. That's what
yeah. Some guys like Softails. It's a Softail I'm painting here. It depends on how big you are, and what kind of riding you want to do. If you just want to cruise, whatever, But a lot of guys don't like Sportsters, but you know what? They do haul ass.
John McHugh wants to know any updates on what you're doing with your art. Shirts are killer, by the way. Good quality.
Thanks. I'm glad you guys like our shirts. We just did the hoodie campaign, and we sent out all the hoodies except the ones that are going to to Canada, out of the country, Australia stuff, because I had to go to the post office and get the custom slips today. But you know what I do is when we have a like if I run short on shirts and I have to go get some reprints, what I do is I'll do a hoodie campaign. And so these are the hoodies we got right here. There's a black one. Now, when I do hoodies, I give a choice like red, green, white, black, you know. So there's a hoodie. This one's a zip. You also do a choice on zip and or pullover, you know, and there's the front. So we have a few left that we got to mail out of country, but that's what I do. When I run short on, say, the Naughty Biker or the logo shirt, I'll go get reprint. I'll take 2 weeks, do a hoodie campaign, prepay. That way I don't go buy like 50 hoodies and I can't sell them because it costs me more. And plus that way, that guy doesn't like to set up his screens unless they have a certain amount of stuff to print, you know?
Yeah, we might do, Slick was saying we might want to do a raffle. We might do that at one point. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, we might do a live feed and a raffle. I don't know how we would organize it, but maybe I could have a moderator pick a number or pick what, I don't know. That way it's fair, you know, but yeah.
Turk Loco's on. He said, we got 04 Dinos, you already know.
Yeah, I got an 04 Dyna. That's right, brother. Stay down, Oceanside. I sent your Sally his stuff. Went out today. Danny boy, that's right.
Slick said, raffle one of my bikes.
A bike?
That's what Slick just
You
said.
want me to raffle off one of your motorcycles for real? That'd be awesome, man. People would trip on that. We'd have to set it up, you know, so they could send the money for their tickets or set a minimum amount, you know, and then, yeah, that'd be insane, man. People would love it.
I want to make sure I send some love to Death I Bring because he's.
Oh, yeah, I want to tell you guys, my first interview on Prison Channel was for this guy, Death I Bring. He has lockdown 23-1. He's got kids, wife, you know, he's got a job other than YouTube, and which kind of trips me out because he does a lot of videos. He must have a lot of energy, but he's been sick. So you guys, if you want to DM him, give him a positive shout out. You know, you want to say a prayer for him and his family. That'd be cool because he seems to be pretty sick, you know.
Slick Ruler is saying, yes, I have a couple of badass bikes. Tell him we will take it offline and talk about it soon.
Yeah. Hey, we'll have to talk, you know, on the DM, maybe phone call and figure out the logistics on how to do it. If everybody, you know, wants to see a motorcycle raffle, we'll set the price of the tickets, how many tickets, whatever. We'll have to organize it so it's all fair and square, you know. That'd be insane, dude. That'd be awesome. People would probably love that shit, you know. Yeah.
What kind of sorry you guys about the lag. I guess it's okay now, but
here's my tattoo machine. I just did a video on tattooing. We're going to throw it up probably tomorrow, hopefully. Just talked about my tattoo history, but this is what I use now. It's a rotary machine, and then the barrel comes out here, the tube, you know, and then here's my plug. Yeah, I tattoo the rotary machine still. I love it. It's quiet, good punch.
Might want to ask people to subscribe to our channel, babe.
Yeah, we need subscribers. You know, if you're watching,
notifications are good.
Yeah, you subscribe. We'll notify you when we're posting. It helps us out, helps you out. You know, when a video's coming up, we love it. And yeah.
So we're gonna try maybe to do, because we're all on, you know, shelter in, well, as in California, are in shelter in place.
Yeah.
So you know, we're gonna be home for a minute. So
yeah,
my job I can still go to, but
yeah, she can go to work.
Yeah.
And I talked about work before. I'm going to do a video about work in prison too, and out here in the world. But I talked about maybe going to work, and I was going to go to this company that cut trees, basically, haul brush out, you know, for PG&E. But the thing is, man, that job is 6 days a week, 10 hours a day. I actually went and applied. I didn't get a response, and my friend's dad works there. He's like, "Hey, man, just go sweat them, right?" And I'm like, you know. I went to the gas station. The guy at the gas station's been asking, man, if I would work there. And so I said, yeah, you know, so I signed on with him to do 30 hours a week and swing shift. But the thing is, they can't hire me until this virus thing is done, you know, so we're on lockdown, basically. Thing is, I get yard whenever I want, other than, unlike prison, you know. Slam.
Jason Irwin wanted to know, hi Jason, we see you all the time.
What's up, brother?
He wants to know, do you keep in touch with any friends that are still on the inside?
Yeah, I do. I keep in touch with my friends, and I don't know where that envelope's at, but my friend David, I flashed his address on one of my videos. I stay in touch with him pretty much, and he fills me in on stuff. And there's a couple other guys I get a phone call from now and then. Here's the bottom line. Part of me's still in there. I spent 38 years of my life in there, man, and yeah, let's face it, man. There's a lot of turds in there. I mean, you see all these guys out here that are, pretty shady dudes, right? Well, a lot of them are in there. But so, when I have a friend in there, that's really saying something for me to call somebody in there a friend, man. They got a piece of my heart and they're still in there, and I look out, best I can.
Trent Jewett, Drewett, I'm probably saying that wrong. Sorry. We always see you up. Thank you so much for your support. Wants to know, do you have any kids?
Well, we have a kid. We have a daughter.
She's a grown kid.
She's 35, and we have 2 granddaughters. Yeah. So one's 2 and one's 6.
Yes.
Yeah. So
they're both girls, and they're both amazing kids and a handful. Yeah, but they're amazing and miss them a lot. But we've been FaceTiming
and on Thanksgiving we had the kids up here, and I had to set up a table, and I got out all my acrylic paints, and they were just going wild with my brushes and paint and all that stuff. Kind of neat.
So we're gonna try to put more of these. Obviously, like I said, because everyone's bored and
Yeah, I want to stay in touch with everybody. That watches our videos, man.
Turk Logo wants to know how it is wearing that wedding ring again.
It's awesome. It's insane. To me, we got divorced when I was in prison for a lot of reasons, man. And like I said before, I didn't think I was ever going to get out. And I thought it would be kind of selfish of me to, insist on us remaining married, insist on visits and all this other shit because, so now I have a shot at a second chance, man. But to me, in my mind, we were never separated. We were never divorced. I've been married twice, but I got one wife, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. It is. Yeah.
Yeah, with the one thing is we always stayed super connected over 30 something years. We were married initially when I was 22 and Mitch was 26. We'll talk about more later, and I'll try to put some pictures up and stuff of that wedding and our recent one. So so it was pretty. Yeah, it's been a pretty amazing journey. For sure.
Hey, any questions?
Since you hit the joint in the late 70s, hi Louis Romero. Since you hit the joint in the late 70s, how did you stay away from getting involved with the brand? Because that was a treacherous time in the California prison system.
I got busted in 79. I went to Chino in 80, and they locked all them dudes up in 86. And you know what? It was a treacherous time, man, but it was different, I mean, not to discount, gangs and stuff like that, but like in San Quentin, there were a lot of bikers. Back then, a lot of the white dudes were like bikers. They were bikers in there. There were guys in motorcycle clubs, and there were guys that wanted to be in motorcycle clubs. There were guys who just rode motorcycles, man. And so when they got there, they all gravitated amongst each other. Folsom was a whole nother story. I mean, that pen right there, it was a prison gang headquarters, man. That was their area. But like San Quentin, there was a lot of bikers there, man. And they just did all their own thing. If you went to SHU, you might have to deal with certain things, but the main line there, it was different.
Hey, Steve. Steve was asking when you're going to go do a video of you and your art painting. We were just talking about that today. Yeah. So we have some time. So we'll be putting some of those up. We're going to try to put one up a day. We're going to try to do some more live feeds.
The thing with doing videos, like doing art, like Bob Ross stuff. I used to do that in prison when I worked in Lancaster, when I worked in Arts and Corrections. One of the teachers had a badass camera, and he would film me doing art instruction because level 4 prison guys are slammed a lot, but they had a hobby. So I did a bunch of videos there on how to do artwork, and so the logistics are for us is like getting the right camera and figuring out how to do it, because this camera we have, it works good for this if you're stationary, but I don't know how, because to film me doing paintings, you have to pan from the palette to the, and different angles if I'm moving, so that's something we have to figure out. But I want to do it. I want to give a little art instruction, talk about art, and all that kind of stuff.
So there's a
Yeah.
lot of talk from various people on here about smoking weed and why don't you smoke weed? And so you
I
might
don't
want to.
smoke weed because I'm on parole and I have a no weed policy. I have a 5B, which is no alcohol and no weed. When I went to board, they said no recreational marijuana. And so that's what I abide by, you know. And plus, you know, you know, here's the deal. In prison, I got a fucked up back. And in prison, they gave me codeine, they gave me Norco along with gabapentin, you know, and some other shit. They want to try to give me morphine. I'm like, screw that. I'm not down with all them pills. I would rather smoke weed for my back pain, but I don't because I'm on parole. I could probably go get a medical marijuana card and wave it in their face and be like, yeah, haha, I can smoke weed. You can't do anything about it, but I'm cool, you know. My parole officer treats me all right, so I'm not gonna fucking taunt him like that. So I just, you know, I just deal with shit, man. You know, I have some anti-inflammatories. My back acts up. I just take that, you know.
Hey Tony Gutierrez, we see him all the time on our
Yeah.
channel. Thanks so much for supporting us. He asked, how is it over there with the corona stuff? Where we are, knock on wood, we're super fortunate. We have had no cases up here. But it pisses me off when I see people that we live in the mountains, kind of close to Tahoe.
Yeah.
So we'll see people like, oh, we're coming up there camping or we're whatever. You know what?
Yeah, she has a friend that shot her a text today. He said, hey, I'm down in Coloma at the campsite in this big ass RV. And she's like, you know, they got a shelter in place thing going on, right? Lockdown. Where we live, there's no cases of corona. In Lake Tahoe, they got like 7 cases. Sacramento, they have quite a few. But where we're at so far, there's none. I think there's one in Jackson area, Amador County. Where we're at, we're good, you know. And it said, you know, like the guy posted on Facebook, I saw it said, you know, the more people go out and don't shelter in place, the longer you're going to have to do it. So, and this isn't for people who will get sick and get over it. This is for people that will get sick and not get over it. I mean, yeah, most people get over it, but some people don't. And they die from it. So, you know.
Somebody wants to know. Sorry, these are going kind of quick. So, is there any foods you don't like? No.
I hate liver. I ain't never liked liver. I was a cook in Tracy, and whenever they had liver, they would fry it. And you know they got 5 grills. They have 4,000 people there, man. That's 4,000 pieces of liver, man. I can't stand the smell, the taste, the texture. So I'll take the day off. I didn't want to go to work and barf all over the place, you know.
Steve LeBarber wants to know, how much longer do you have to be on parole?
I have a review on my parole in September. The end of September will be 3 years that I've been out. I have a 5-year parole. So the longest they could keep me on parole would be 2 years past September. So that'd be September 2020. You know, in the big cities, guys get off parole. Like my case, 5-year parole, they get off in 3 years. Some guys got 7-year parole, they get off in 5. But up here where I'm at, there's only like 13 ex-lifers up here, so they don't know how to act, you know. So
Virtuous, just want to thank you for that comment. That's super cool. I'm glad you watch and glad you follow us. Really appreciate your support. Thanks so much. Thank you very much. So
what else is going on here? Hey man, a homeboy down there in Oceanside, man, I'm glad you're able to work. I don't know what's going on with the rain and this lockdown thing. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you can keep working as long as possible, man, because, you know, like you say, unemployment sucks, right? Hey, look, I'm working on this painting. When I get done, I have another painting. I have several paintings lined up to do, but, you know, I'm going to do some art instruction. I want to talk about the militia, right? The metal militia. I reached out to somebody who's one of the founders of the metal militia, man, and he actually called me and talked to me for like an hour. And he's out of sight, dude. I mean, just you know, as real as it gets. And so I might try to work on a collaboration with the militia. You know, we'll see. I'll let you know.
Hey, DC Irish one's on here. We see him a lot on
ours. DC Irish. What's up, man? Any comments?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch.
I can't read them.
I know. So I can't. Okay.
10 years ago.
See,
last
he
time
wants
I
to
know-
just like keep leaning over
Yeah.
me. Okay, babe, just look that
She
way.
keeps
I'll do
pushing me
this.
around.
You know what? So you
Yeah.
guys gotta remember that we are super new to this. So I also have a 13-year-old adopted kiddo. But he is anyways, that's a whole nother story. But he was trying, he's like, why don't you have a super chat? Why don't you have this thing? Why don't you have that thing? So we don't know what a lot of that stuff is. So we will check it out. I don't know why we don't have super chat.
She had to sweat me to do a live chat thing here. So
yep, Trent just said you're gonna get a slap in the back of the head soon. And Trent,
man, not that. I just wanted to reach out and say hi to everybody. And I wanted to say, look, man, like some things that I do talk about, I don't mention people's names. I don't mention people's clubs or gangs because, it's not my place, right? But when I make a comment about certain stuff, it's because it rubs me the wrong way. And, there's still guys in prison, man, who are living in there and it's not comfortable in there, man. And so any little thing you get, it might be illegal, but makes your life a little comfortable, man. I don't think it's cool to expose that as far as the details, and it's one thing to say, hey, I had this or I had that or I did this or I did that, but it's a whole nother thing to say how I did it, when I did it, who was involved with it and all that shit. So
and that's enough on that.
That's enough on that shit. But I'm going to try and do videos, man, about different stuff. I want to do one on work. I just did one on tattooing. It's going to be out hopefully tomorrow or the next day. I know everybody's sheltering in place unless you got a critical job. In prison, they call that critical worker. Yeah. If you're a critical worker, you can come out during a lockdown. I'm not a critical worker, so I got to stay here at the pad and work.
So they're saying that super chat, you can make a lot of donations. So that's just something you guys, I just want you guys to know is that we're super happy with the subscribers. You guys are awesome. And just the support you've given Mitch means a lot to me too.
Hey, look.
But it's not always about the money for us. So
this is
at all. So
hey, look, I did an interview. Look at this beast. I did an interview with Lockdown 23-1. Somebody suggested it, and Russ over UKIP, I believe. And so I did it. And then a lot of people are like, you should start your own channel. So I did. Look, I like telling stories about prison. People are interested in it. And I've met a lot of cool people because of this YouTube, man. And look, I don't have any gimmicks. I'm not a big fucking comedian, right? I got shirts. I got art. That's my thing. I have a website. It's a business. I have products to sell I think are cool. It was a lifelong dream for me, man, for many years. And I'm living it. I'm out here living this dream, man. I love it. And I think it's just it blows my mind that people like what I'm doing. So, I'm just grateful, man.
So Turk just said so after you get off parole, you're moving to Oceanside, right?
Yeah. We will definitely be down there to visit. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to get down there.
Wait, I did get a statement. It said, if I get a state job at a school in Oceanside, she consider moving there.
I did say that.
So that's something. Because that state job goes back into her retirement. She worked at a college for a while, and
it's hard because we're close to my parents, and they're getting older, and we
her
want
parents
that was the
live
whole
right next
point
door
of
to
being
us.
up here to make sure that
my in-laws live right next door to us, and our kids live down about 3 hours away. But she did say that, and
Yeah. Okay. Anyways. All right. So listen, I just want to let anybody know too, we have our website. You know what our website is. We say it every time.
Hey, look at it.
Tell Chewy to say what the website is.
What's the website, Chewy? What's the website? Look at that one. Look at that camera. Look at that killer dog. There you go, boy. That dog's loyal as hell. I love him. When I was older, I like big dog. When I was younger, I like big dogs. Like, screw them young dogs. Little tiny mutts. Man, this dog's loyal, loves us.
And he doesn't bark.
So cool.
He doesn't bark a lot.
He's not a yapper, as you can see. He's a great dog.
Mr. Joint 888 said, I work at the pork company. I kill pigs.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. All right.
Hey, listen, we're going to wrap it up. I just want to thank everybody who's tuned in, people who watch our videos. We love you guys, man. And look, if there's any topics you want to speak on, just let us know. Shoot us a message. Hey, listen, please be safe, man. Don't get sick. You know, even if you get over it, it's going to suck while you're sick. So be safe. Look out for yourselves and your family and friends, man. And
Thanks, everybody.
we're
Thank you.
Americans, right? Thank you.
And thanks for your patience with this.
Yeah,
We'll do better.
Yeah, we'll figure it
as
out.
we go along.
We'll figure it out, man.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, guys. See you later. How'd that go?
Really good.